Jake. Shout out to Jake Present.
Ones?
He is on Deli Boys, which is now on Hulu.
Oh, I saw that. Deli Boys.
So that's pretty awesome. Big role for him.
So we worked
that's
on
a
our
funny
project.
ass show.
And
I'm so sad. The depression is killing me.
Time doesn't exist, there's more to what we see. Let's sit down, talk about it, let's just call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T. Yo, what's up, y'all?
Podcast.
Today we got a fucking crazy episode for you guys. We got an award-winning filmmaking team, but I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. So, would you please?
Hey, this is Chris Stone. Thanks for having us, Jay.
Jay, I'm Dan. My artist name, Daniel Jerome. I think you know me, Jay. We've known each other for a while now.
Right. How you guys been, man? It's been a while since the last time we saw each other.
Yeah, well, we've got a lot to share. We got some new stuff cooking. We got some new stuff going on. Chris, I'll let you go ahead and dive into our new film that we got.
Yeah, man. We've been well. Good seeing you. We're with Planet Garbage.
Okay.
We like to do dark comedy sketches.
Mm.
So we first started off in 2019. It was myself and my co-writing friend, Matt Hill. We met at Second City. We did the writing program there.
Nice. Second City?
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
So Matt and I, we did the writing program. And he was actually only there one class. I did like the full 6-class program or whatever. But it was clutch that we met because I just remember, class one, you bring some scripts. They're kind of rough because, you're new to it. But I remember I walked up to Matt. I was like, dude, your stuff is funny. It's really dark. And my stuff I felt like was really whimsical and over the top. I was like, yo, man, what if we send each other some scripts?
Okay.
And that's where it all started. We're like, okay, yeah. Matt was like, yeah, that's cool. So he kept sending me some. I sent him some. And then that's how Planet Garbage was born.
Oh, nice.
And I think it's a pretty good mix because he has the dark stuff and I did the silly stuff and meeting in the middle, it's dark comedy. It was a good recipe for that.
Right.
But I feel as the years have lapsed and maybe stressors from life, I feel some of my stuff has kind of gotten more dark too. But I don't know, it's relatable. So kind of works out.
How did you guys meet?
So we met through mutual friends. I've always been doing music. I've even done some stuff with you, Jay. We've collaborated a little bit.
Yeah.
So Chris was actually just wrapping up with his project, Millennial Impossible. It was post-production.
Well, that's you guys got to go check that out. That
Millennial Impossible on YouTube.
It got a lot.
And Amazon. Amazon Prime.
Yep. So Chris was in post-production for that. It was getting down to the editing. And I was like, hey, Chris, I do music, right? I've got, all these different genres that I touch on. And I'd love to help you out with your project. So he showed me. I was like, man, dude, I love this. So I jumped right in, helped with the post-production, especially the audio. I helped mix the audio. I have my buddy Brian, who I'm also in a band with, help out with that as well.
Nice.
And I also did the music, most of the music and arrangements, and we used some outside beat makers too that I placed in there. So we wrapped that up in, 2022, I believe?
Yeah,
somewhere around that.
Maybe 2021, 2022.
Well, and we even got in here to come do a little bit of work at your studio,
stuff,
Jay.
Right,
so
that we did here.
Yeah, that was a great time. And, Chris, you definitely...
Did you write that with...
Yeah, so I co-wrote that with my friend Matt. But yeah, I met Dan through mutual friends, and he was telling me, hey, Chris, I do music. And he helped a lot with, actually, it's a composer, so he did all the music. But yeah, it was awesome. So years ago, like Dan was saying, we came here to Momentum Studios over here, and we did the ADR. So if people aren't familiar, that's those days where, your audio might just be unsalvageable, where there's a sound or something going on in the background and it's messed up, so you gotta have the actors come in and read their lines later, and then it's really meticulous because it's got to match up exactly to the actors
how they
mouth.
were, right? Because you don't
Exactly.
want it to be out of sync,
Yeah,
especially when you want people to watch this stuff.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
exactly. If it's like too much out of sync, it's gonna look like a cheesy like Samurai's movie. That's like not exactly what we're
Hey,
doing
you.
here. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You have insulted my family. Yeah,
And then be like,
yeah.
hi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what happened was we had this scene at like at a hot dog stand or hot dog restaurant in Evanston called Mustard's.
Oh, you guys did
Last
it in
Stand.
Evanston?
Yeah, the scene
Oh,
was
okay.
at Mustard's Last Stand in Evanston. Shout out to them, great hot dogs, really nice. They're really inviting.
Shout outs.
And so they let us film there, which is awesome. But we didn't like want to mess up their business hours, you know. So when we went there, they actually had customers. So that means they also had like the fans to the grill running. So that's what muddied up our dialogue. Was like we had these fans blaring in the background, and it's like, oh, we couldn't really hear it. So that's when we came here. We did that ADR day, and it totally like salvaged that scene, or else it would have been probably scrapped.
How much is it of a headache to try to fix audio like that?
I mean, anytime you try and boost up and compress vocals, you start compressing up all the other noise and everything. So then you're hearing all this other stuff going on, which can distract from the dialogue. So at that point, you know, a lot of it we were able to salvage, but just that one scene, that was a little tough. So we made the call. The actors and actresses came in and did an amazing job of really performing their lines and delivering their lines,
They nailed it.
especially on time.
Yeah.
And man, it was just such a fun day. Everybody came through. I remember we had
I
some
remember
pizza.
that we were all
you know,
here.
we had
like,
pizza.
well,
we had
you're talking
drinks.
about that day, yeah.
It was a great time, man. I mean, and that project, like as a whole, was just so fun. Just working with Chris, working with Matt, Evan, my
Brian.
buddy Brian, you know, everybody on the team just all came together to put this thing together. And it was a huge project. I mean, almost 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It took us like 5 years to make that one episode. So it was like 2 years writing, 2 years filming, 2 years editing,
Whoa.
all overlapping. Because yeah, it was like 37 minutes. So
Whoa.
it was a long time, but it was cool. At the end of the day, like we got it on a few streaming platforms, so that was awesome. But really cool to be back here in the studio because it just like all comes full circle. It's like, oh man, we were here. You know, we have another project since then. So just really cool to be back. Too.
That was gonna be my question. Like, how long does it take to like from beginning to end to create like a big project like that? And that's six years?
So that one was like about 5 years, but that was ambitious because they say like for your first big project, they say never do an ensemble cast, and that's exactly what we did because we had like a whole bunch. It's called Millennial Impossible. It's
Yeah.
like about this team of skilled millennials who meet up to stop this radical group who go by the name of baby boomers, who are hell bent on
Baby
destroying
boomer.
their entire generation.
Yeah, they're still around.
They're still around. They're still
So-
causing chaos out
Yeah.
here for the rest of us millennials,
So-
you know? We love it.
Right. So like it's there's like 8 episodes for season 1 is what we had. We just filmed the first episode, but episode 1 has this character who goes by the name of Edgelord, and he's created memes that are so dank that millennials all over the city of Chicago
That's dope.
are looking at their
That is
phones
dope. That's
and
dope.
laughing to death. So it's kind of like we had like a villain of the week, so to speak. So
Yeah.
each episode would feature a different villain.
Yeah, because I remember what you guys did here. I was just laughing. Like
Yeah.
you guys, and that was just what
The one scene, yeah.
it was like a scene, like what 3-4 minute scene.
something like that.
Yeah.
Probably 34
Yeah,
minutes.
right.
Yep.
Because you had like a few actors. I can't even believe we fit all those actors here.
Yeah.
You know, that was crazy.
Well, they didn't all go in the booth at the same time.
No,
you
no,
know?
yeah.
It's a little tough.
That would have
but-
been kind of crazy.
But, you know, I mean, a lot of the actors and actresses that we worked with, now they're moving on to bigger and better things. Maybe you can shout some of them out, Chris.
Yeah.
I know Jake and
Yeah, Jake.
who
Shout
are
out
some
to
of the
Jake
other
Present.
ones?
He is on Deli Boys, which is now on Hulu.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Deli
That's-
Boys.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. Big role for him.
That-
so we
So-
worked
that's
on
a
our
funny ass
project,
show.
and now he's
That's a
like
funny show.
on
That's
to
on
those.
Hulu, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's on
Yeah.
Hulu. Sandra Nelson, she's like been doing the Chicago PD, Chicago Med shows for years. She was
Oh,
she was a
shit.
firefighter in real life, and then she actually she retired, and now she's playing a firefighter on TV. So that was pretty cool. So
That's-
she's doing a lot of cool
Yeah.
stuff, and then just a lot of greats. I think I think who else we have here? We had Dre Boyd here. We had Scott Weatherford, Julie Medina. She's done some cool stuff like an Amazon commercial. So yeah, we're really blessed with just having good actors and stuff too. So it's cool to see them like just go to the next level.
Well, that's what it is with like doing something, right? You have to stick with it no matter what. Like even if you get no's, like even if someone's like, nah, I don't know about this. You're like, nah, yeah, I believe in this so much that I'm gonna put my time and effort, and I'm gonna bring people into this and just create it no matter what.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And sticking with it, allows you to grow like how you're talking about.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everything's subjective. It's not going to be everyone's style. And I feel like with comedy, it's especially hard where it's like, you know, everyone has like their own personality or it's not funny. But yeah, like to your point, Jay, it's like, just embrace it, you know, like this is, I like it. This is what I want to do. But I think a lot of time it all starts with the script. If it's like a legit script and people like it, then like they'll want to, you know, jump on board. So for me with my stuff, it's like, I like to do a lot of bartering. So it's like if someone has a project, I'll show up, I'll help for free, you know. And then when the time comes, like, oh hey, remember I helped you out? Like it'd be cool if you could help me out, you know.
Well,
because we can all relate to that.
It's always a good thing to work with other people, right? Because it's when especially when like things like this, you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Unless you're filming like cell phone videos in your bathroom.
Well, even with
music,
music, you need to collaborate. It's a whole thing that it takes a lot of people to do, you know, like sure, you're the face of you and your friend are the face of it, but you like Dan comes in and then you got the actors coming in and then everybody putting in their time just creates this, you know, this possibility for you guys where it leads you to where you are at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and everybody brings in their own skill set and specialties, so that way, you know, where you're deficient in one area, this person's picking up the slack and they're really showing through and you can delegate the tasks. And also the big thing is, from what I've seen coming from the music scene, the film scene is so collaborative and so encouraging. You know, people show out. We were just at a film event a couple weeks ago where everybody got together and it's like a local Chicago scene.
It was like a short film showcase.
Motel
like
Matinee was what it was called.
Projects.
It was great, and all the other projects were really cool. And meeting everybody else, like it was really supportive, really encouraging. So making connections with other people, and it's just a really cool scene to be a part of. You know,
so like
it's collaborative.
Is editing like a crazy headache?
Yeah, shout out to our boy Evan Shollick. He's our editor for Planet Garbage. It takes a lot of work.
Shout out to Evan.
Okay, so after that, talk about Planet Garbage a bit, but go ahead.
Yeah, so like editing's like a lot of work. Like, you know, so the editor's like the final gatekeeper for any project you see. So like, you know, it's like the director's vision. You know, you have the actors who like, you know, like they're so talented to do their own spin on the character. There's always elements of improv, but the editor is so important because like, you know, they can really like level something up with special effects or like making something salvageable like visually, whatever. So it's a lot of work. So like with a few of these projects, you know, with Millennial Possible took like 2 years of editing because we had not always the best audio. And then with our other project, Therapist, which we'll talk about later, that one had a quicker turnaround. It took us like less than a year, but it was just like a smoother process. From
you already had
learning.
Like a little bit of a practice, right? Like, well,
yeah, exactly. And we just like kept growing our team too to kind of streamline the process too.
So with that, like that brings me into the next thing. Like, what led you into naming it Planet Garbage?
Yeah, because I mean, we came up with the name because, you know, we like dark comedy. We like to, you know, like life is stressful. You know, people are always stressed about their jobs, whatnot. So we just want to create something that's entertaining, hopefully funny, make people laugh, crack a smile. And and like, let's be honest, like this planet and like world in general is kind of like garbage at times. So it just seemed like a funny name.
I mean,
always got to take out the garbage, man.
Yeah.
Always got to every day.
And comedy is like so vital, you know what I'm saying? Like especially as an entertainment, because like you said, yeah, like most of us work. You know, I have a regular job, you know, and I tend to watch a lot of comedy stuff because
nice to decompress.
Yeah, it just helps you not be so stressed out. You know, you laugh and then you feel like this relief of your body. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, speaking of that, like I was watching that show Black Mirror, pretty great show, but pretty like mentally taxing, stressful. So I watched like a couple episodes, and my mind would just like run with some of the like the premises they had. Like a lot of time, not to give away, a lot from the show, but like it's very like technologically focused, where like it takes this whole idea of like AI taking over, so they have a lot of stuff like that. So it's like relatable in a way, especially with AI now.
Right.
But I'd be watching that stuff, and like I'd go to bed and I would have like straight up nightmares. So I learned like, okay, I'll watch this like really cool, like intense thriller, horror, black comedy or black horror show, I guess. But like I need to watch a comedy just to like kind of cancel out before I go to bed, or else I'm gonna keep having nightmares.
Right. I mean, it is like that, right? Because, well, me personally, first thing in the morning, like, there's all these things, some like breaking news and blah blah blah, this and
News
that.
is stressful.
I
A lot of
just
noise,
a
lot of noise.
I just put that to the side. I'll start watching like a funny thing, like
peppered in the news.
like speaking about AI, like would you say AI is like something that filmmakers should be worried about?
It's a loaded question for sure. Like to an extent, yes. Like I saw like years ago, like peak COVID times, I think I saw Netflix had like a post where they were looking for like a like some sort of like person whose job was to supervise AI writers, like the AI writing, because people use Chat GPT and they use prompts for posters or for writing scripts and stuff, and like instead of paying like multiple people, 80,000 a year or whatever, it was like one person for 150K or something crazy, but it was like to rein in and like just kind of like supervise like AI writers. So like, yeah, that's pretty scary. But that was like around the Hollywood strikes, like the writer strike.
Yeah, because that was going on like a few years ago, right?
Yeah,
like,
a couple of years ago. So like, yeah, to an extent, sure, it's something to be worried about. But for me, and I think a lot of other people that are artists, like there's just like no comparing to like an actual person, like creating a poster, like creating music, because a lot of it's just like ripping stuff from the internet that's already been done. I don't think there's anything wrong with like using ChatGPT and stuff for like inspiration. Where it's like, oh, cool, here's like the foundation or the initial premise of like a poster or something. But like, come on, like let's support humans.
Yeah.
So that's my
definitely.
message.
Well,
today.
that's why
support
like
humans.
Support you.
like that's why you guys coming together, like you bringing the music into the thing,
Yeah.
you gave it your aspect of how you saw your own thing without him even unbeknownst to him, right?
And I think we did collaborate. We talked over ideas, and I said, okay, I got it from here. But when you're watching films and things like this, you don't really consume the music how if you're listening to music by itself.
Right.
So you're taking it in the context of what you're seeing on screen, and the music is enhancing what's going on, and it's making you feel a certain way. And by using certain chords and things like this and creating the tension or creating the comedic relief, you can enhance a scene so much where you don't really consciously know what the music's doing, but you can feel it. So
well, go ahead.
So just going through each scene, especially with Millennial Impossible, where there's a lot of comedic breaks, a lot of serious parts, there's a lot of dynamics there where you're going darker, where you're going more excited to get people excited, or you're going more comedic where you want to get a laugh at this part and you have to make something more whimsical. So you have to have this wide knowledge of where to go with the music. You can't just be like, okay, here I'm going to put a techno beat and the next scene a techno beat,
right,
or a hip hop beat or whatever. You got to match what's going on screen. You got to see what's happening, hear the dialogue, and then find a way to complement it.
Right, because I sometimes think that the music could carry a whole scene.
Yeah.
Sometimes
sure.
there's
Absolutely.
sometimes there's not
tone,
even dialogue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the movement of the actor himself, their intensity in their face, plus the music, it just gives it like some sort of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Like for me, so I don't think I introduced like my crew roles that well, like when we first started talking here. But Chris Stone, I'm a writer, producer, director. Dan, he does sound mixing, he does composing. So for me on my side, I think two things really like affect the tone of a project, and one of it is definitely music, and another is color work. I think those two things like subconsciously like really affect the viewer and how they perceive something. Like there's been like videos out there where they kind of shine funny light on this, where like it's Mary Poppins, but they change it to like, you know, horror film like sounding music, and like they cut it up, and instead of like Mary Poppins, it's Scary Mary, and that's just like, oh, that's funny. But that's real. It's like you could like chop something differently, change the music, and it totally changes the vibe. You know, like The Exorcist, supposed to be one of the scariest movies ever made. If you don't have like suspenseful music and horror films, like that could be like a comedy with like, you know, her throwing
Imagine
up all
The
over the
Exorcist
place.
was like,
Yeah.
and she's like, hey, motherfucker, you know, whatever. It just doesn't play. But like, do you do the coloring?
I don't know. So our editor is Evan Shalek,
Mhm.
and I just want to make sure we give like props to Planet Garbage team as a whole. So yeah.
Why don't you like just mention once again like the people involved, and then say like what their role in all this is?
Yeah. So we have Evan Shalek, he's our editor. Matt Hill, he's a co-writer, co-producer. Ron Groves, he's a producer. We have Robert Iscardo, he's also a producer. And then we have a few director photographers. We have John Klein, Arcot Nirmal, and we've had Luke as a gaffer. Can't think of Luke's last name right now. But anyways, yeah, that's like kind of the core
of
team mostly.
And behind
and then Dan right here for sound
music.
mixing,
Yeah.
and for composing as well. And then Brian Happ, he's helped us out before with sound mixing and in post.
And that's the crazy thing, because as a viewer, you just go in, you enjoy whatever it is, the video, but you never really take into account how many people, how much work, how much fucking sweat and tears, and I'm pretty sure there was some scenes that you probably couldn't use it. You had to reshoot.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of names in the credits for reasons. Like, truly takes like a team effort.
Yeah, because the people you see on scene, that's only just a small piece of the pie, and then there's everything that has to happen before and after that. The things that make it possible, like Chris and coordinating people and directing and setting everybody up and coordinating everyone, and Matt making all the call sheets and how the timetable's supposed to be. It's like so important. And just being on your sets, Chris, it's like amazing to see everybody just like working as this well-oiled machine, which is why, you know, I've done a couple other sets, but and I enjoy those times, but working with you, Chris, I mean, and that's why I was like, Chris, anytime, you know, you got something going on, I'm there, you know, because it's not only fun, but also on the other end, whatever comes out and whatever we make ends up being so cool. And he allows me to be creative with the music and everything afterwards to help really stylize and accentuate, you know, what Chris is putting together.
Right.
Thanks, man. Kind words.
Well, it for projects or like the art itself speaks for itself, right? But it does take a good leader to bring that about, because if whoever's directing pretty much everything, if they're not open to suggestions, or they're just like, no, I see it this way, it has to be this way, it sometimes it hurts the actual art.
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion. You know?
Yeah, I think if like, let's say for example, you have an actor who's like messing up lines here and there, it's like, okay, you don't have to be like totally married to every single word, and you know, for the dialogue, like if it changes a little bit, that's fine. Because I think if you stop an actor too much, you might get inside their own head. So it's always nice to have that element of improv. Like I think Larry David does that with Curb Your Enthusiasm, where he has like a general like kind of bullet point list of a scene, and then there's a lot of improv from there.
Right.
So I like to really trust the people I have. Like I trust Dan on the sound side. I trust his composing skills. For Evan, I really trust his skills with editing. So it's really cool. It's like it takes it takes like a lot of work when you're a small team, but there is a silver lining to it. Because when Dan's there and he's like recording the sound on set, he knows exactly what he's going to get for sound mixing and post production.
Mhm.
And then for Evan, for example, this last project, Therapist, it actually had some green screen,
Oh,
which was
okay.
like new for us, like at least using it a lot.
Yeah.
But he was kind of like the green screen consultant on set. So he was able to pass the baton to himself. So it's like that really streamlines the process when you're like in pre-production and post production. So in a small team, it takes longer, but sometimes that's a silver lining if you can like know exactly what's going to happen throughout, and that helps keep everyone calibrated with one same vision.
Right, because for a team, like the most important thing, and like from what I think is like the trust. How much
Yeah, for
trust
sure.
do you have in these people? Because you are trying to bring about like you're trying to create something, but you're trying to do it in a way where it speaks to you, but you also want to trust the people around you to help you bring this
Yeah, definitely.
together, right? So,
Yeah, everyone's got to trust each other and have the same vision, because if not, then it could get wonky, like it could be done. Like sometimes there's been projects where there's like multiple directors, but like you got to really be on the same wavelength. Because like I think it was Monty Python, they had two different guys doing Holy Grail, and after that they're like, all right, we can just have one director, because like they were kind of working in shifts, or one director was saying one thing, and then like they would leave, and the next director would be saying something else. It's like, okay, obviously the the vision's going to get a little bit wonky there if like two people are saying two different things.
right.
Yeah.
And who would you say like you sort of like modeled your filmmaking from?
Um, you know, I would say like some inspirations for sure are for comedy, like would be Key and Peele.
Oh, okay.
I think, Coen Brothers, I personally really love. Like we both love The Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that
Like-
movie you gotta yeah.
So they're really funny. Of course, Quentin Tarantino makes some awesome stuff. Yeah, and I don't know, like I just like the over the topness too. So Jim
Yeah.
Carrey, Robin Williams, like there are a lot of good comedians. For me, for stand up, I also like just short one liner comics. So I like Mitch
Stephen
Hedberg,
Wright?
Mitch Hedberg and Stephen Wright. Yeah,
Yeah.
you nailed it. Like those two guys are really funny with that stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, Rodney Dangerfield, like he's like
Oh
another
yeah,
guy with
Rodney,
the
Oh,
quick-
yeah.
the king of the
quips.
one-liners.
No
right
respect,
there.
no
Yeah,
respect at
that
all.
guy's the best.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. You know.
I mean, the aspect of being a director, like it's crazy to me because each one of them has their own style, right? Like you watch a movie and you know it's a Spielberg, or you watch another movie and you're like, oh, that was Quentin. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wes Anderson, very formulaic.
yeah. Like do you think you have like your own type of formula by now?
Yeah, I would say to an extent. I say we have a little bit of a formula. We're still like kind of streamlining it as we go all the time. But yeah, I'd say we have like a little bit of one right now. Tim and Eric, that's like another good influence because they're funny, but they're just like really absurd with the editing and stuff they do.
Right.
Eric Andre. So yeah, just some of those like over the top comedians I say are also some inspiration.
Right. Have you any of you guys done comedy before?
I did it one time, but other than that, it was actually on like a first date with a girl. But I think she was just trying to get me to buy her French fries, which I did. She like ate the whole plate, and then I did a stand-up set. I had fun doing it. I'd love to do it again, but that's like a whole nother world in itself.
Yeah.
So that's like going hard on music, that's
Right.
like you're grinding it out. And
some comedians make it look easy, right? Because
sure, I mean,
and-
some
and-
people just have that
Yeah.
natural
It's about the
talent.
delivery.
yeah,
It's like Norm
Yeah.
Macdonald.
yeah.
Shout out to him, rest in peace. Like he
Yeah.
he would just
Oh,
be like
Norm Macdonald, yeah.
he would
Yeah.
just be like
That's definitely my
talking-
favorite
He would just be
right there.
talking naturally.
He was like a riffer, but he was really good. You didn't know what was coming next.
Yeah.
He would just like leave like little breadcrumbs, have like a long tangent, and then circle back to it. He was brilliant about that.
And
So yeah,
then
some people just
boom, and he
naturally
would
they
hit
got
you
it.
and you just laugh or
Yeah.
whatever. Which is crazy because economy of words is really important. Like I'm pretty sure that's important also for like the script. Even though you letting the people, do their thing, I'm pretty sure having a good economy of words is like always important for almost every field, music, comedy, movies. Like when you're writing this stuff, are you just constantly like going over it with your co-producers and stuff, or
Yeah,
first you go and then you show them?
we for our process, so like myself and my co-writing friend Matt, like we'll write initial script and we'll get like usually like a survey from people like Dan, Evan, our editor, Ron Groves, our fellow producer, and like then we'll like dump all that feedback into the next draft. So like we'll have 5, 6, 7 drafts. So and eventually it's like, all right, you could be updating stuff forever indefinitely. But eventually you're like, all right, this is the one. We got to start filming or else we're just going to keep, being really petty and updating lines forever.
Right.
But to go back to your other question too, I've done stand-up like 5 times, I think, or so.
Oh, okay.
But it was like COVID times. Like I kind of like trailed off and focused more on writing now. But it's fun. The first place I ever performed at was actually it was myself and my friend Matt. We performed at Plant Shop Chicago. Shout out to them. They're in Albany Park.
Okay.
And it was pretty funny because like it was the grand opening for the Plant Shop. Really cool guys over there. I think Ozzy Gomez and these other people. And so it was cool. It was like a mixed bag where it was like comedians, musicians, and I think like poetry for spoken word. And for me, I was like, all right, like I've never done stand up before. I'm gonna bomb. So I was like, it's not gonna be intimidating because I know I'm gonna suck. And then I kind of like use the room as like like something to help me get through it. I was like, hey, succulents, could you like quiet in the back over there? But actually I got a few laughs, so it was funny. And then fortunately one of my friends recorded it so I could like see it later. But I feel like with comedy and with anything in life, it's like it's intimidating the first time you do it. But at the end of the day, you could read a bunch of like these self-help books and inspirational books, but at the end of the day, it's going to say, just get out there. Nike, just do it. Just get the reps in. You want to get stronger, go to the gym, get the reps in. You want to get smarter, read some books. Maybe that'll help your mind get sharper. So anything's intimidating, but just get out there, do it. And then, eventually it'll become easier, hopefully.
Right. Because, I mean, it happens to all of us, right? Like, eventually we all have like a little bit of doubt trying to do whatever, especially if you don't see results like immediately. Some people just like they get discouraged and like, I don't know if I want to do this.
Yeah, you gotta surpass the failure because the failure is like a part of the process.
Right. Like, that and just being comfortable with it. Like, being comfortable with like, all right, maybe today that song or with music, right? Like, oh man, this song wasn't as good as I thought it was. But you got to be comfortable with that because otherwise you can't grow. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And I think one thing as artists too, I'm sure this can like resonate with you guys too, is like, it is really important to be open to feedback, receptive to feedback, because I think sometimes as artists we get sensitive where it's like, oh man, I've been working on this track for a long time, or I've been working on this script. How is it? And then sometimes people like hear that feedback and they're like, ouch. That hurts my soul. Like that's my stuff, man. But it's like, no, like people come from a good place. They want to help you. This is constructive criticism to implement that and then use it for the next draft or the next version of the song,
So what that goes back to like the trust, right? You have to trust your team, because if you trust someone, you're willing to take whatever they're trying to give you, as in like, like the little judgment of like, hey, maybe you should change this. And if you trust them, you'll take that advice. Otherwise, if you're hard-headed, then you don't.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a good thing about our team is we're all really receptive to, hey, like, here's how it could be better. Or like, what do you think about this? And just being able to freely bounce back ideas and say like, hey, let's change this or let's change that. And everybody's really cool with it. If people say to me, hey, I think that you could do something better here. And you might get upset initially, but what comes out at the other end is going to be even better. So you have to trust their criticism as well and see where they're coming from to maybe push yourself to be better with your art, whether it's the film or the music or the editing or whatever it may be. So we're all really cool with that, and we're comfortable with each other and how our process goes, and that continuity from start to finish and being able to put it all together and make something awesome.
Right, because what you know what's on the other side of the rainbow, right?
Right.
There's the gold, but in between that gold and getting there is a long way to go.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a whole lot of rain. There's some thunderstorms sometimes, you know,
Right,
but
there's
you work through it, and we know we're in a team and we're working towards the same thing of creating a nice looking polished product. And definitely with therapists, I think that's our best work and our most recent work to date.
right, because
So
so with millennials impossible, whatever, you guys bring that about, and did you immediately started putting that film into
So like I had like written a lot of like sketches, like daily sketches for like 3 years straight actually. And then my co-writing friend Matt, he wrote a lot of stuff. So we had like a lot of stuff to choose from, you know? And for a while it was kind of like intimidating where it's like, oh man, like therapist to like go ahead and like say the, like the log line or whatever. The therapist, it's this burnt out therapist who's just like had enough and she's seeking vengeance for her clients that are being like verbally abused. So we have her like, I don't want to give away, we're going to show it later, but she's seeking vengeance for them. But with that one, we had it written down for a while, but it seemed like it was kind of like overly ambitious to get it done because it's like, oh man, it's going to be like a lot of green screen and stuff. But eventually, like once like, okay, we actually have a green screen, we could film that. Oh, we have the cast. Like it's not, not that intimidating anymore. Eventually it's just like, oh, we have like a to-do list of 10 things. It's just like crossing off the list at a grocery store. It becomes less intimidating eventually. So for that one, we had like on the back burner for a while, but it kind of took us a while to like get to the point where we had the confidence to actually make it, honestly. So for Planet Garbage, our very first sketch is called Serial Killer. It's about this guy who he goes to an Airbnb, and the running joke is he doesn't know how Airbnbs work because he goes to like kill a family that lives there, but he's renting out an empty space. So he's like, heavy sigh. So at the end of it, he's just kind of like walking through this empty apartment, and he goes, spoiler alert, he goes and like pours the like the milk in first, and then the cereal on top, like a psychopath.
Disgusting.
Yeah, what a psycho.
Who does that?
But that one, it started off like, okay, what scripts do we have that's like one actor, one location? And we just kind of like built momentum from there, because then the next one was like, okay, we had 2 actors and 1 location, and then 2 actors, 3 locations, So that just kind of like was our thought process from the get-go. It's like, okay, what can we do that's like feasible? What can we do that's like practical and realistic with the props we have, with the locations we have? And then it got to like the ensemble cast with Millennial Possible that had like a whole bunch of millennials, baby boomers, and all these other side characters. And then Therapists, where we had like a whole bunch of people too. It's probably like 30, 40 plus people involved in that one also.
Yeah, and like, at what point do you feel comfortable to just like, all right, let's start putting this into these Sundance and stuff like that? How do you go about making that decision? Because that's taking a leap, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like technically like a festival every single day forever. So there's like a lot of smaller ones. There's local ones all over the place in Europe, Asia, wherever. So it's not like too intimidating to like always submit to it. Some of the ones you mentioned, like Cannes or Tribeca, Sundance, South by Southwest, those are the big ones, A lot of those focus on feature films, or documentaries. We're dark comedy. So for us, our goal and our style is like just to kind of find stuff that's more aligned with us, that's niche, where it's like, okay, this is dark comedy. So that's kind of like our thought process is like, all right, let's just do this because it more aligns with our brand.
Right. Because that's a big step to do, right? Because you're putting yourself out there to be judged.
Yeah, it's like kind of a vulnerable place where it's like, oh yeah, like these people might hate it, but whatever, we like it.
Right.
But overall, I think the reception has been very positive, and the festivals that we have submitted to, we've gotten good feedback. We've won a couple awards and some finalists, right, Chris?
Yeah, no, we've been blessed, and we're grateful like for some positive news we have heard. We submitted to this Atlanta After Dark Film Festival really cool going there. I've been wanting to go to Atlanta for a while because I hear they have a
Oh,
pretty good
you actually
film
went
scene.
physically out there?
Yeah,
Okay.
myself and my friend Matt, we went out to Atlanta and we actually got first place at the dark comedy category, which was awesome.
Nice. Congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. And so that was cool. And then like we're a finalist for a few more film festivals, mostly in the Southeast. So one is the Houston Comedy Film Festival, the Austin Micro Film Festival. Like 5 total. So we've been like a finalist at 5 total, and we won 1 award so far. So yeah. So anyways, we're happy to be hearing like some positive feedback, which is very motivational and just good for the actors that donated their time and stuff too, because eventually we want to like get a bigger budget where we can pay everybody, and then like make stuff that obviously people are proud of and could put on their reel, whether it's a acting reel or like a composer reel.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I know. I've said this before on the podcast, but like that's what makes life so weird, right? Because I met you guys a long time ago. Well, sort of
3 years ago at
like
this
3
point.
years ago, right?
Well, you and me even further. Back in 2020.
Right. We met playing basketball
Yeah,
at
I
a
know,
random
man.
ass park.
That was a great time, man.
Isn't that
And
crazy
now
though,
we're
right?
here,
Like each person is vital to what you're gonna end up doing, and it all depends on the people that you do keep around or whatever, right? And that's so fucking weird, man. Like you could either be at home watching some fucking Netflix and
Right.
just chill, because that's so relaxing, right? Or you could put yourself in this fucking crazy world where you're just gonna constantly work and work and work and work, and if you might not even get results out of it.
But we also don't do it just because, we love to work. I think it's more like we love to do art. Chris loves to put together films and scripts and organize people and get all this stuff together. And I love to make music. Making music for film has been so fun that I'm just like, I love doing it, So
Well, you
whether or
have
not-
had music on like commercials and things, right? Or stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, that commercial, they didn't pick up my music, but, I still helped with the audio that one day. So, I've been doing a little things here and there, but, if it pays, hey, that's great. But if not, I'm doing it for the love of it.
But
if
but
I love the
that's
project.
what I'm saying, right? That
Yeah.
the weird thing about this reality that everyone in this world lives in the same reality where you could build upon nothing, like literally nothing. A piece of paper, you come with this little piece of pen or pencil and you write some words. Before you know it, there's some actors in front of a camera. Before you know it, you're with your friends editing this shit. Before you know it, you're at some contest. That's
Can
crazy.
change everything.
Yeah, just like a seed. One word could be the seed of an idea, and it grows into a huge thing. But to Dan's point, like, we're definitely just in it for the love of the game. Like, I was a wedding videographer for a bit, and like okay, that it's cool to like to do that stuff. It's there can be some good pay in it, and it's like you're a part of like the biggest day of like people's lives. So like it could be inherently stressful because like, oh man, you don't want to miss any shots. But for me,
Right.
like I just personally like to create art, like make people laugh, smile. So that's like, okay, I'd rather just focus on comedy. But it is good that like when people are able to do that balance and like do both, we can do commercials and then do the passion projects too. Just sometimes it's easier said than done with so many things going on in life.
Yeah, and it seems like the aspect of this new world that we live in now is they really do they don't want us to be pursuing things. They really want to make you really it's so comfortable nowadays. It's so easy to just put Hulu on or whatever.
Yeah, it's very easy to consume and to sit back and relax and just consume everything coming at you, whether it's media or music or film or whatever's going on, because there's so much of it now with the internet and everything's so accessible. But to go and produce, like, you have to love it. You have to believe in what you're doing. And you really have to put the work in too. A lot
Right.
of this stuff doesn't happen overnight where they're not seeing the practice or the failed takes or the, scenes that got thrown out and left on the editing room floor. So, there's a lot of work that goes into it, but the fulfillment that you get from going out and producing things and making something that you're proud of, man, dude, it's just such a great feeling. And to be with other people that you can trust in their work and know that they're going to come through with something that you can collaborate on and be proud of in the end, and they're going to pull their share. It's a great crew to be working with. So, we're in this, man. We're
But
making
isn't
stuff.
isn't it crazy that being comfortable is actually not that good of a thing?
Yeah, you need some hardship. You need something to, jostle you and
That's
change your routine.
That's what's so weird
sometimes.
about this reality,
Yeah.
man. Like, energy just pulls you places.
Yeah,
Energy just pulls you places like this show right here, right? Like, the energy just brings about whoever comes here and like tells me their story and stuff like that, and that's just amazing to me because it's like, how the hell is that happening?
yeah,
Like, how is this energy being built up? But it goes back to what I'm saying. Like, if you're too comfortable, your brain waves are at a theta state where you're not creating.
right.
Yeah, it's easy to get complacent. And one thing is, I think that we all have like hardships, we all have trials and tribulations in our lives. And I think that like sometimes that draws the best inspiration. Like, like look at Stephen King. He was said that he had some like kind of like traumatic stuff that happened to him at a very young age. Look at him now, like known as like the king of horror,
Right.
And so many artists, they're so brilliant at that, where they just like they take that trauma or that stressful stuff and they use that as like writing fuel or writing fuel for music, and it just like is able to be something amazing.
Yeah, because pressure, pressure makes diamonds. So,
Exactly.
And some people can't handle it. I understand that, sometimes you just can't do it today, but I think what makes any great artist or somebody that does anything is that pressure, is that knowing that people rely on you or that you value the things that you're doing, whether you're doing it for yourself or for others. So, and that goes for everything. So, whether it's your daily job or, your passion project and everything. So, really, you get put into that pressure cooker and, you got two decisions to make. Either you step up to the plate and you make it happen, or, you step out.
Well, that's the beauty of art,
Yeah.
right? The beauty of art is like, if you don't do it because you love it, it doesn't work out for some reason.
Yeah.
Can't do it half.
Your heart's not in it, man.
Yeah.
So,
Which is another weird
It
aspect.
won't come across on screen or with what you're hearing. Like if you half-ass it, people will pick up on it. People are they're very
Right.
intuitive.
And that's another weird thing about this shit, as
Yeah.
like as as being creators, because there's people that just consume and there's creators, right? And
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong if you're a consumer, because not everyone is gonna go out there and create.
Yeah. And
right.
technically,
or
you
they're
create
creating
one
in
time.
other ways.
Technically, you create one time. You're a creator now too. So like
Yeah.
anyone could be a creator in their own way. I'm sure too.
I think it's like everybody contributes in their own way. Whatever they do in life, they want to put their passion into this and then enjoy other things. So, yeah, not everybody's going to be a filmmaker or music maker or video content creator. And that's fine. I think that everybody has their purpose. And, I think that that's what really came through and shown through with our latest project, just with this momentum that we had from Millennial Impossible, learning a lot, and then taking everything that we learned from this big project that was almost 40 minutes long and being able to distill the process down into something that's so streamlined, and we got it out faster. It looked better. It sounded better. Everything about it is just like, we love this project.
And it goes to your point where you were saying, like, it really does come through when you love it. If you as the creator love what you're doing, it does come through. The camera, the lens, like it which is crazy because it's a simple thing that you're using, that we all have access to. Everyone has access to a microphone.
Yeah.
Everyone has access to a camera.
They're not very expensive, guys. They're not that expensive. Don't let people fool you.
But when you really love it and you immerse yourself into it, the art, people feel it. Whether it's music, a painting. There's paintings that I've seen that I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a big thing is like, whether you're writing, painting, be true to yourself. So like you're like like with movies, like these scripts, it's like, oh man, that dialogue was so believable. It's because like people are like using dialogue they might have heard from real life, so it's like genuine, it's real, same
exactly.
thing with songs. It's like, oh man, that track was awesome, that whole album was incredible. It's like you can tell that artist was going through something, and it translates. So people are intuitive and they pick up on that. But to Dan's point, I think we're really proud of Therapist. We should give it a go, and we could like talk about like kind of like the making of it.
Oh, well, okay, hold on. How did the idea come about from the beginning?
So initially it was just like a pun. It was like the word, therapist. That's kind of funny. PISSED,
right.
Like therapist off.
Yeah.
So like what you said earlier, Jay, where it's like, like you just write something down on a piece of paper. That's the whole idea. That's what it was. It was literally just like a one-word joke.
One simple word led you guys to do this?
That was the seed of the whole idea. It was a one-word pun, and then it grew to this project.
Okay. Who came up with that idea?
I think I came up with like the initial like the word joke,
like the wordplay.
Yeah, I came with like the initial wordplay joke, and then my friend Matt Hill, he wrote like the initial draft, and then we worked on it together and made new drafts.
That's fucking crazy. Like one day you guys are just sitting down. Hey, therapist. Hey, you know what? That's crazy.
Yeah, and then how many was it? About a year or 2 years, and then
at least like probably it was probably like 2-3+ years went by before we actually filmed the thing.
Yeah, and then we had our first film date over at where Matt got us in at that location up in Evanston, right?
Yep.
So that was our first film date.
Yeah.
We filmed at this really cool mansion. Myself was there. Chris was there. We had a ton of
How
people.
How did you guys get the mansion?
Yeah. Well, should we talk about that now or like after we watch it?
Yeah, I mean, we can go ahead and shoot with it now and talk about the production of it.
Let's talk a little bit about like just how did it come about, and then we'll watch a little bit of it, and then you guys could tell me a little more about it. But like how you already told me, like one day you guys were just messing around, came up with that word.
Yeah, this would be Chris and Matt's territory. I'm on the on the other side of it once we actually get it all through the writing process.
Yeah, so like it really started with just that one word play joke, the pun therapist. And then from there, it's like, what would be cool for this is like a fake movie trailer, a fake Grindhouse movie trailer. So some inspiration for us was Grindhouse by Robert Rodriguez, who made Planet Terror, and Quentin Tarantino made Death Proof. So it's like in that kind of vein, or trauma movies, kind of adjacent to that, where it's like very over the top and violent. So it was kind of like that. It's like, let's make something that's like a fake movie trailer. That'd be fun. So we show this like therapist character who's seeking vengeance for her clients. We do it in a very over the top way, but it could be technically a short film, but we wanted to call it a fake movie trailer because like a running joke is like, sometimes with these movie trailers, when they're like, instead of 1 minute, when they're like 3, 4, 5 minutes, they basically give away the whole
Show you
movie.
the whole
already.
movie.
Yeah, you've already seen
I
it.
don't
You
even
can
need to go
skip
to
the
the-
theaters.
Like
so.
I don't even need to go buy a ticket. I just pretty much watched it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know how much I should give away before I watch it, but basically, as drafts had went on, we kind of like just heightened up like a main villains in general. What are the clients going through, and that was kind of like, okay, trauma, stress, verbal abuse. So we kind of like use that as like the core theme and the tone is like, okay, there's a lot of trauma, which is relatable with people, especially people going to therapy. And then like we raise the stakes and have this therapist character who's like a total vigilante, like badass, who's like, seeking vengeance for them. So it's kind of like an ongoing thing where it's like, okay, it started with that one word, grew into this like whole idea, but then we like had updates to kind of just make it more well-rounded with like the antagonists and kind of stuff like that.
And how did it go from being just a trailer to like, hey, you know what? Let's just work on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's still just like a trailer, in a short film.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes like with, for example, Machete by
Robert Trujillo or
what's his name?
What's
Danny Trejo.
Oh,
Danny
yeah.
Trejo.
So Machete and Thanksgiving, for example, those were actually fake movie trailers in between the Grindhouse movies I talked about from 2007. So they were fake movie trailers, and then they both actually turned into full feature-length films now.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's like a route to go for a lot of indie filmmakers. Like this stuff's expensive. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money. You need a lot of bandwidth to do this stuff. There's a lot of moving parts. There's all these names in the credits for a reason. So, hopefully we can make this into like a feature one day, or if not, that's fine. We'll work on the next thing.
That was going to be one of my questions too, like the budget. Like how hard is it like at like the budget? When do you like, oh man.
Yeah. So, I mean, for us, it's like, we got to at least like feed our actors. We want to get to the point where we pay every single crew member, every single actor. But right now we're doing a lot of bartering. Like I was saying earlier, like I help you out with your stuff. When the time comes, you help me out with my stuff. So very indie style. We're not a big studio. We only have, so much money. We don't have like the biggest of pockets. So you got to bootstrap it. But, it's not free. So, it costs us like some money just to do this 5 to 6 minute project already.
And I think also, just going back to just the film community itself, just being so welcoming and collaborative. Everybody's willing to help out with other people's projects and just take a shot at stuff and
I think
volunteer their time. I mean, it's really amazing how many people get together and are behind the scenes and on screen and do it just for the love of it. And,
well, that goes back
awesome.
a little bit like full circle, right?
Yeah.
To where other people are like, oh, okay, I believe in this as much as you believe in this.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to do this.
Starts from the script. You got to believe in it.
Yeah. And Chris puts out a great script and Matt, Chris and Matt are in the lab, working on the scripts, and then they both put everything together and coordinate people and make it all happen. And everybody shows up and, the days are long sometimes, but and the schedules are tight, but man, it's awesome.
I think one of the toughest things about filmmaking is just like getting that many people to agree to do something and actually show up the same day. Cause it's like, man, like we try and give like a month notice, cause like, all right, put this on your calendar, please. And my mindset is to like overbook a little bit, kind of like an airport where it's like, all right, we need a bunch of extras this day. Of course, people aren't going to show up because it's not like, we're a big studio where everyone's getting paid. So it's like,
right,
like people are going to fall off. But I think Chicago's great. Like, I think we have a really like supportive community here of artists. So I love it.
Yeah, I've been noticing that as well. Like Chicago, the artistry in today's nowadays is everyone's just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's collaborate. Let's make this happen. Because it goes back to that point where are you doing this for the love, or are you doing this to, you know, just be
For the
fucking-
fame.
for the fame or some
Yeah,
bullshit?
yeah. This isn't L.A., you know. Where
And that's
everybody's trying to
another
make
good,
it, you know, like
and
that.
that's actually a good thing that we're not in LA,
right.
because there's a little bit of certain of fakeness. I mean,
Yeah. People here
I'm
are
not saying-
humble, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You gotta give the people of Chicago credit, you know. I mean, that's what makes this city great. Is just, you know, everybody's humble. I mean, I guess not everybody, but enough people where we can put together this project and put together all these different things and work collaboratively and, you know, get stuff done. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So
Yeah, it's cliche with like filmmaking, but it's like it's who you meet, who you know, who you never know who you're gonna rub elbows with. But that is true. Like, you know, eventually, like, oh, you might meet that cool producer that can help you level it up, or you might meet that director of photography, director of photography who, like, you know, has like the skills and composition to like really level it up. But you know, it's like this guy has a music video. Oh, cool. You know, I could help you out with that. Oh, we need actors. Oh man, you know, you could help me out with this. You never know who you're gonna meet, and everyone's always got something going on.
But that like speaks so much about the artistry of you and Matt, right? Because you guys are putting so much love into it, and so much like
Yeah, in the script, but it's like takes a team beyond just us too. You know,
no, I know that, but I'm just saying like to get all those people together.
Takes some organization. So like he's really good at that. Matt's good at like being organized. You know, you need someone that's good at like the Excel spreadsheets, the docs, because we got to send out call sheets to the cast and crew. So, you know, it takes some organization. And, you know, I like to give people plenty of notice where, you know, they just know what's up for which day. Because, you know, especially when you're not always getting paid, you know, like you need a lot of notice.
Right.
yeah.
And in this project that we're about to preview soon, how you said how long did this one take?
It took us less than a year to make.
Less than a year. And like after making it, how long did it take you to want to put it into like contests and things like that?
Oh, right away. We like it took us like within like 2 months, I think we were submitting it to get it out there. But yeah, we released it last Halloween, which was very fitting for the genre.
Yeah.
October 31st.
And we
2024.
shot that first scene right around April, I want to say. We shot it right around April was the first scene that we shot. Then we shot through till about September, I think was the last one that we had done. So we shot through the summer, and then it got into post-production where myself and Evan really worked collaboratively to, you know, get the job done, to get it out by Halloween, you know, and we barely made it, but, you know, we did it. So I remember staying up like all night one night just to like knock out all the parts that I had to get done, you know, because I had just gotten it.
That is the crazy fucking headache
Yeah.
about editing, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to be on it for
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And you're not
There's a
making
lot
money
of-
out of it.
A lot of
'cause-
footage, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of footage to go through, and also just finally getting the cut, and then to the time that I get the final cut where I know everything's going to be locked in, and then I can write the music to that and time everything up to which scene is happening and what music composition needs to go underneath that to complement what's happening on screen. So I had a ton of fun doing it, even if I did have to stay all night.
It's like the microphone that you guys use. Like, is it really vital for you guys, especially being out in the scenes?
Well, like for on set, you're
Yeah.
talking about. So yeah, we use lav mics, we use boom mic, you know, just as a backup or to get, you know, certain sound effects that are happening. So I was there for pretty much every scene, at least for part of the day, to help record and make sure that everything sounds right, all the levels are correct, and that everything gets picked up. You know, because sometimes there's an ambulance going by and you gotta be like, hey, you know, sometimes it can add to the
Helicopters.
scene, but the helicopters are watching, but sometimes you got to say, hey, we got to shoot this over again, because it's going to be a problem down the line where you can't cut that sound out. It's part of the fabric of what you're recording. So it's better off to just say, hey, pause the scene. Sometimes I've had to stop a scene and say, hey, the audio is no good. I'm picking up the ambulance that you can barely hear. Even if you can't hear it, I can hear it on the mics, So
one thing if I always question is, what is that whole thing like? I got to get 3 seconds of the
room tone.
The room
tone. What is that about?
It's more about having that continuity of underlying noise, so that when you go chopping from this scene to that scene, or this person talking to the other person talking, that there's this consistent, just kind of
ambient
noise that's going on underneath that kind of smooths out any kind of jump cuts or jumps in audio.
Yeah, because I've always heard about, hold on, everybody, I got to get room tone.
Yeah, we did that a couple times. Yep, we made sure to get that.
Should be every time.
Yeah.
So like the thing with room tone, like Dan was saying, it's like the ambient noise. We're like, all right, let's say you're at a cafe, or like you're filming at a park, and like, let's say the actors aren't talking, or you get like a super close up on your reaction shot or mine. It's like, you just need that audible. So it's like, okay, it's just going to be like kind of that audio safety net. We can just like splice it in there and it's fitting. So if you try and, put that in post from like a generic soundboard, that's not going to match. That's going to obviously be jarring to the audience. But you get that 30 seconds of room tone, then like, okay, cool, now we have that just to splice in there.
It's that consistency.
But respect your sound people, because not everyone always is quiet during that 30 seconds of room tone, and they hate it.
Oh man, don't call out Ron like that, Chris.
But
I'm mentioning
like I find that amazing, like, because that was one question I've always had. I saw it on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, wait, we got to do this from room tone. I'm like, I've always questioned
what are you talking
People
about?
are rolling their eyes. Yeah. And then, of course, like during that 30 seconds, that's when everyone's like, shh, like open up the soda can.
Let me get a bag
or
of
sneezing
chips.
and burping. It's like, no, man, 30 seconds of silence, please.
I did not know about that.
Yeah, they're hitting the buffet line, over at our shirts.
This is really like giving me a new...
or people are moving in slow motion. They're like, zip. Just because you're zipping slower doesn't mean we can't hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Like, I've always wondered that. And like, I'm just glad I'm getting it from like people who are experts in this.
Yeah.
The sound maestro, he knows all about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been great to learn it and have fun doing it.
So with this clip that we're gonna watch, this is just a trailer, right?
This is a fake movie trailer, but it is the short film and project itself.
Yes.
THERAPISSED.
So we're about to watch a quick clip. Please go to their channel to actually watch like the whole thing. If you guys want to check that out. What is it?
Planet Garbage on YouTube.
Planet Garbage.
Therapist.
And the project's called Therapist. They won several awards for this. So we're gonna show this right now, and just please enjoy.
I'm so sad. The depression is killing me. He hurt my feelings. My boyfriend? He's destroying my life.
She's listened to one too many problems.
I lost my entire life savings to his timeshare pyramid scheme.
Stop letting him control you!
I can't! I'm too scared. He's got this power over me. It's like as long as he's alive, I will never be free.
Then we need less talk and more action.
She's taking matters into her own hands. time for vengeance.
Hurt my client? I hurt you. I'm not taking house calls right now.
The time for talk is over.
You'll never amount to anything, you worthless puke, you piece of shit. You amount to nothing.
Better lay off the sweets or your boyfriend is going to trade you in for a newer model. Mom, the weight gain is a side effect of my lupus medication. How long are you going to use that excuse?
Just graduated college, Dad.
Can you give me a hug?
Don't disgust me, you overdeveloped glob of spunk. And don't hug.
This city is full of scumbags, and it's time for someone to take out the trash. He's prescribing pain.
I'm gonna need to go and cancel my appointment. Would you be able to tell me if this is gonna be covered by my HMO?
So sad. Depression is killing me.
Yeah, who is it? Hey, did Slimeball send you? How did you find my bunker? What are you writing?
You've crossed one too many boundaries.
Wait.
So, how does that make you feel?
Hurt her clients and she becomes therapist.
Thank you, man. Luke Hans. That's name. He's the gaffer. I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was well shot. Like, yeah, I like the over the top stuff, and just like the fact that all the actors are really like, you know what I'm saying, putting it into it. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
It just makes it more like
Yeah.
it makes it work really good. Like,
Funny dynamic, yeah.
Yeah, like this one you say had like some green screen, which like I mean you see the absurd like how absurd is like how you guys brought it together like with the whole shooting and the like the whatever, but it just makes it more funny. Like who's the actor? Who's the
So the lead actress is Tina Papademos. I met her from Devonshire, which is the local public theater in Skokie. So I was in a musical one time, which is interesting because I cannot sing and I cannot dance. So why was I there? It was fun.
They need the straight man there, you know, to like not dance, not sing.
Yeah,
You're just there to be
body.
straightforward, you know?
Yeah, but it was a fun musical, you know, and like one of the best things about it was I met awesome people like Tina, and she just killed it. She was in that musical. She's just like great actress, brilliant singer. So that was like the best thing about it for me, was just like meeting talented people like her. So that's where I met her.
It was funny as hell when like she broke the door down and then she's like,
yeah.
Was that written in the script or she just?
That was written in the script.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Of course.
Yeah,
you know, the therapist is always taking notes, you know, and you're like, what is she writing? You know, you really wonder.
Yeah.
You know? She's thinking about something.
You guys gotta go to Planet Garbage channel and check all this stuff out, man, for real. Cause
I could tell you some like funny, like behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
So that one moment when the dummy like gets the guy gets ran over in like that parking garage area, and like his head, he's like, you know, he like goes over the garage, flies out. That scene we actually filmed at a movie theater parking garage.
Oh, really?
And so we show up in our producer friend's RV, Robert Scardo. So we show up and we're in a big old RV, and there's this like security guard working there at the parking garage, and this guy's like very serious. He's like very militant. He's like a military guy almost with how he's acting. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" And we're like, "Oh, we're going to the third floor." He's like, oh, "Okay, good. Because like, don't go to the fourth floor. That's where the roof is. It's off limits," which is exactly actually where we needed to go. So we're like, oh, "Okay, yeah, we're not going there. No problem." So I go back and I talk to Robert, and Evan, our editor, was there that day to help film.
Right.
Also, and I was like, "Shoot, guys, this guy's like really strict. There's no way he's gonna let us like be walking around with a dummy." So we go to Robert's RV to regroup. We have like so many props, as you can see, like in that main villain's lair or whatever.
Yeah.
With like tons of fake guns, rubber chicken, whatever, you know, like the whole 9
Rocket
yards.
launcher.
So like I take out like all this like boatload of props, and like we have a dummy, and this dummy, like, so it wasn't like just like you know, just not just like the white fabric or whatever. We had like a clown suit on, which probably like, oh, that makes it even more like you know, noticeable. So instead of like just moving like a dummy back and forth, the security guard guy, we stuff it in like a big old like suitcase. So like we wheel it behind the parking garage, past the security guard, and go up to the fourth floor.
Whoa.
And like we keep throwing the dummy off. We're like, it was a little bit out of frame. Let's do it again. So we had to keep sneaking, and we probably did it like 3 or 4 times. We were sneaking by, and we got like
you
enough
didn't
footage.
notice?
Yeah, well, and then like when we were leaving, the guy's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing over here? I thought he said you couldn't come over here." And we're like, "Oh yeah, sorry. We're leaving now. Thank you. Bye." Kind of put our heads down and we just like leave. So we had to do what's truly called guerrilla style filmmaking: shoot now, ask later. Because sometimes with these gatekeepers, if you ask like, "Oh, could I do this?" Like, no. But if you go somewhere, you know, and like you film it, and then they're like, "Hey, you got to leave." Like, "Okay, sorry." You put your head down in shame. And you just like leave with the footage you might already have, hopefully.
Right, and that goes back to what I'm saying, right? That's how much you actually love this. You're like, I'm willing to get in trouble for this shit.
Really putting your life on the line, Chris. You know,
in a way, you are.
Hey, this dummy's got to get his, you know, his acting out there. We didn't buy that dummy for nothing.
Right. Not only that, but if you don't get this shot, you don't get that one vital scene, because that shit was funny as hell. Like,
really, like really ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it's still funny as hell. You know, like, and if you don't have that scene, it might throw the whole thing off.
Yeah, you'd just be missing something. It's like, oh, it's funny, but maybe there could have been
But
another
it could
wacky.
have had a dummy in
thing.
it or something.
Right. You had to do it.
And then that just it speaks to the love of wanting to do things. It speaks to the love of believing in what you're really trying to do. You know, because if you don't have that love, you're not gonna want to go to the fucking militant dude and like have to hide behind him with a fucking dummy.
Yeah, Chris, you could have done some serious time for sneaking up there. You know, it was off limits.
Right.
You know, that guy was
or that guy
ready
could
to
have tried to
bust
like whoop
somebody.
your ass or some shit. You never know. You know,
You
because
never
some
know.
people take their job a little too serious and shit. You know?
Yeah.
Or to throw the running from the guy who's catching up. Oh, sorry, dummy, you're sacrificed.
Yeah, you don't
Here,
have
whoop-
to outrun the guard. You just
whoop
have to
him.
outrun
We won't
the
forget about
dummy.
you.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man. Like with anything, like you gotta go all out. You know, like I feel like with comedy for sure. You know, like if you go like half-ass with it, you know, you don't want to go all out. Like people will notice. So especially with something like this project, you know, it's like really over the top, silly. Like you know, just embrace it and be as ridiculous as possible.
Right.
But that was part of like the running joke too, is when we had this idea too. We're like, okay, cool. It'd be funny if like we have like really legit looking scenes, and then part of it is like cheesy because that dynamic back and forth would be like extra funny. Where it's like, oh, that's awesome.
Right.
Oh wow, what's this?
But the
And-
fact that it's so absurd, it's what makes it
Yeah.
fucking funny. And like it's just like when she came up with the rocket launcher,
Yeah.
oh, that shit just had me going right
Yeah.
now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Fun behind the scenes fact about that is that like fake children's grenade launcher, that rocket launcher. I tried to like get it shipped to my place in like Logan Square, and since it was like a Chicago address, they wouldn't let me get it shipped to me. So I had to get it shipped to my producer friend Roberts, who we filmed at his place in Skokie. They let him do it. So even though it was not a real gun, even though it was a child's fake gun, they wouldn't even let me ship it to Chicago. So that was yet another like random hurdle
Like
we
a
had to
little setback.
overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yet another crime you've admitted to, Chris.
I did not know about that. Like,
yeah, I know. It's like, dude, it's just a children's toy, but
Like,
it's like,
right.
nope, it's
Yeah.
still a fake gun. It's like, come on, there's like literally a smiley face on it.
it's crazy because there's a lot
Yeah,
of like
man.
music videos of people with like guns and shit, like you know,
Yeah,
rap
sure,
videos,
man.
like yo, I'm gonna shoot you, and they got the
Yeah.
gun right there. Like
You just
there's-
gotta hope your federal agent isn't watching. You know, isn't watching the videos you put out. You know, you gotta make sure it's doing good, but not too good where you know the feds start getting involved. You
Leave
know,
leave that orange tip on that gun. So it's
right?
knocking at your door.
just so they know it's fake. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
watching it again, you know, it's not real. You know, that's a dummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that shit, it just makes it. It makes it so dope.
Yeah.
Like I saw this before, like a while ago, and like now looking at it again, like I'm still laughing at it.
Yeah. I mean, the absurdity of it, the just like contrast of like, you know, the seriousness of that first scene to like the absolute extreme that she takes it to, where she's gonna take vengeance and she's gonna get revenge for her clients. It's just like, you know, it's wild. It was so much and it was fun making too, and I think it comes through in the final project where you can see how much fun we had making it, you know, from shooting the scenes to Chris writing it and the writing that he did.
And Matt too.
Yeah, and Matt, you know, where you guys put together this, you know, plot line and everybody had so much fun. I mean, we were cracking up some days on set. You
Like,
know, it was like,
in my opinion,
all right, let's
in
take
my
it
opinion,
again.
it looked like the actors were having fun.
Yeah,
themselves.
I mean, you know,
we want to make sure we have like a lighthearted, fun set like that. It goes a long way and comes across on screen for sure. So one thing that like didn't always like land with people joke wise was early on when the therapist was like getting ready. She's like, when the narrator, shout out to Bill Russell, pretty well known horror actor. He was the narrator, so he's like, the time for talk is over, and she's like getting ready with that montage with like the gloves and like the the
Right,
bandana
right.
or whatever.
And then that dude had the wig.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, the stunt double.
That's the part where
that's
Yeah.
funny as hell. Like
And-
he's like,
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. So that was our director of photography for the day. That was Arcot Nurmal. So he was one of our DPs. Him and John Klein another day. So we had that like kind of showing as a preview and stuff, and not everyone thought that was funny. They're like, "Oh, who's that guy?"
right.
And you know, I myself and I know Evan, I think Dan too, and Matt, like we're like, no, it's funny, keep it in. But not everyone like thought that was funny. So what was so like rewarding was when we had that showcase recently for the Motel Matinee, which is an amazing, very supportive Chicago showcase of like 7 short films at the Facets Theater. People were laughing at that. They're like, it was like that kind of broke the ice where people watched it and they laughed.
It just
and then
Because
they
they were
kept
like,
laughing.
"Whoa, it's getting
But I was like,
serious,
yes,
but not too
got-
serious."
They got
you know?
they got the joke because obviously he's not like a woman. He's like a
Yeah.
he's an Indian man, and who's like just maybe he's like an accidental stunt double that we just left in there.
And
He
it's
just slipped through the cracks in the
it's
editing.
so obvious
you
that's
know?
not his hair.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But he's like,
yeah, wearing the cardigan sweater and has the curly wig.
right. That
Yeah.
was pretty dope, man. Like, and one question I did want to ask you was about the lens. How important is the lens for scenes?
Oh, shoot. Very important. I'm not a DP, so I can't like dive in too deep with like the technical stuff, but they're very important. You know, like if you have like the wrong lens, it'll be out of focus. You know, you got to have the right depth of field. But, you know, like there's certain brands you have that are like really nice glass and whatnot. So, you know, our DPs, like they know which one to have, but yeah, it can make or break it. You know, if you have soft focus or if it's out of focus, that affects it, you know. But yeah, we were 6K, like I think throughout. So we had like kind of a variety of cameras, but it was all 6K footage throughout, which leveled up from our previous project. I think we were 4K before, but
4K.
you know, the lens really does help. Have the visuals come out really clear.
It's just so crazy, like to where we're at now, like 8K, 6K. Like back in the day, you would watch a grainy ass movie and you still be like, "Hey, this is dope ass
Yeah.
shit. This is a nice movie." But now you're like,
Yeah.
things are so clean and so fucking
Right.
smooth.
And what's
Yeah.
interesting too is like, you know, you could shoot an 8K, 10K, I think even 12K or so now. But it doesn't, when you think about it, it doesn't always translate to people's TVs. It's like a lot of time with technology right now, it's like a lot of people have like maybe 4K TVs. So
Right.
it's not always catching up to that, you know? So not knocking on it, like if you want to shoot with that super high quality, but you know, a lot of time people aren't watching the stuff on their TV anyways. A lot of the time it's just on people's cell phones. So as long as it's like at least HD or whatever, but you know, you can tell a difference when
No,
it's
yeah,
like that high quality.
Like
but
quality, it does matter, whether you like to believe it or not.
Yeah. Well, it just makes it look more professional. But I think what ultimately comes through is the strength of the script, the strength of the actors and actresses, and the editing, just the overall storyline and plot. That's going to transcend any quality, you know,
Right.
where it's just like, that's going to show through.
This video is fucking high quality as
Yeah.
fuck.
Thanks, man.
Everything, everyone, the actors,
Yeah.
the editing, the flow. Who comes up with the flow of the whole thing? Who's the
would
one
be
that
Chris and Matt, you know, goes back to them. I mean, you know, this is their baby as much as, you know,
yeah. So like
everybody else who worked on it, but they're the originators of the idea.
yeah. So it all starts with the script for sure. You know, you need people to believe in the script. You could have like A-list actors. You could have Jack Nicholson, Meryl Streep. And like if the script is like wonky or bad, it doesn't matter who you have like in front of the lens. Like they can only do so much.
Yeah,
so,
we've
like,
seen some bad movies lately.
So-
you know,
so
they've
you-
been
you-
coming out.
So you really need people
anyways.
to be excited, believe in the script, and then that vision will like go through with everyone.
right?
Yeah, but for this one, I was like, yeah, writer, co-writer, co-producer, director. So like I was one of the ones that.
And
like,
don't
helped-
forget your small acting role, Chris.
And I was one of the goons. So the goons.
I did see you. I
Yeah,
saw
I was in
that
there
was the
too.
skating, the skating one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I made my acting debut. Chris is a little bit more seasoned than myself, but I was
did a great
honored.
job.
I was honored to be shot and killed within
I actually
5 seconds, you know?
have a script that maybe we could talk about this off air, but eventually I kind of want to bring it about.
Let us know.
But we'll talk about that a little bit off air.
Yeah,
but
right
come
on.
through. You know, we're down for that. We want to collaborate. So, but yeah, like I guess for our goons, our plan was like just to have these people wearing a Canadian tuxedos. So like we had the denim jackets and the jeans. So that was kind of like the through line throughout, where like they had like a similar look, you know.
Right.
And
you guys went with like the 70s, 60s bad guys. And
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
which
Classic.
is fucking funny, bro.
Yeah.
When they're all like celebrating, like yeah, they got the jean outfits.
And that was such a fun shoot day too. We were at a local skate park, you know. Shout out
that
to
was the
Logan
one on
Square,
Logan, right?
Yeah, right over there on
I know
Logan.
that skate park. I know that.
Yeah,
I know
so
that
we
part.
shot there. Man, it was
By
fun.
Western
We were-
and
Logan.
Yeah, I mean, and even then we were laughing and, you know, having a fun time, even though we were getting gunned down by the therapist, you know. I mean, it was just from start to finish, this whole project was so fun. And even going into post-production, we knew, like, once we saw these scenes and we got them all put together, even just for a rough cut, you know, I mean, it just showed that, wow, like, we got something cool here, you know, and taking it through that post-production phase and myself doing the music and Evan doing the editing. I mean, it was just like, we were excited to get at it, you know, because we saw how it started, you know, from those
visuals were
first
exciting
scenes, you
once
know.
we filmed it.
Yeah.
So a lot of it too is like I was saying before, was like with our style, it started off like, okay, what's practical, what's feasible to do. So we started like with this short film, this sketch that was like one actor, one location. And then we kind of like gradually ramped up to like 2 actors in 1 location, and then 3 actors in 4 locations, you know, and then we kind of built this Rolodex of actors and locations and stuff. So we got to like these bigger projects, which was like a nice kind of way to go about it. So at Therapist, one thing that was really awesome, we were very fortunate to have at the time, was the locations. So my co-writing friend Matt Hill, he was working at Northwestern University at the time. So we filmed at this really beautiful, really old, over 100-year-old mansion on Northwestern University's campus. So that therapist's office in that upstairs scene, very regal, Wes Anderson looking. You could see like the big red carpet. We had like cool, very symmetrical composition for it, where we kind of punch in with like a kind of like a zoom in shot, I guess.
Was that a wide lens or
That was a wide lens because we were pretty far back. So that was upstairs. So it was really cool. It was like the main villain Sylvester's lair, which was with Bill Russell.
Yeah,
That
the bad
was
guy.
in the basement. So then Tina, she comes in as a therapist. That was in the same mansion. So it was really
nice.
So it was really cool. It was like we filmed upstairs for her office.
Yeah, for
and it's
the
like,
first shot.
All right,
Yeah.
everyone take break, have lunch, and then we like had our gaffer Luke, Hans, and John Klein, the DP. We had them like set up downstairs. So it was like really convenient. We literally just had to walk down a set of stairs.
Yeah.
And then that's like, wow, it's like unbelievable. But that was in the same building.
Yeah,
Nice.
so we had the finishing shot in the basement and the beginning shot upstairs. So like we had like this sandwich, you know, as far as like what we had shot at that point.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
filling out
perfection.
the rest, it was just
Best
you know,
commute ever for two different sets was literally just had
Yeah.
to walk down
Yeah.
some stairs.
Yeah,
That's
so we
dope,
knocked that
man.
out one day, and then you know some of the other scenes like the skate park, you know, a lot of the green screen shots we had done at our buddy Robert. Robert set it up, you know, and we did a ton of green screen, and you know, and in that you have like a nice controlled environment where you can control the sound, control what's happening on screen. You're always on center. You don't have a ton of outside noise. So like that was really cool. And, you know, just all these different scenes coming together, you know, and progressively, not just all at once, but through time, you know, you're collecting all these scenes and ordering them and getting them all polished up for post-production, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it was great.
I mean,
so
the
I really hope
overall
they
end
enjoy it.
product like speaks for itself, man. For real,
100%.
I'm just let me say this real quick. I feel honored that you guys came through today, and like just like
Dude, thank you for having us. We're honored to be here.
Yeah,
just gave me the behind the scenes, and then allow me to show, you know, your project and things like that, which won awards. Like, I'm honored that you guys were even interested in being a part of this. Like,
100%.
Nah, man, we're
be able to say like, oh, I had some award winners on the show.
Yeah.
You know,
No, we're happy to be here, man. And like, it comes full circle. We don't forget about like who our friends are, where we've been. Like, we literally recorded here for a previous project, you know. So this is a part of our world too, you know. So we're happy to, you know, that you like let us come on here too.
Right.
Yeah, we want to show love to people who show love to us, you know, and we see what you're doing over here with the podcast, your music, man. I mean, you know, I support you, brother, you know, so, you know, I'm here for it. And man, this is exciting. We'll have to come back once we got another project ready,
man,
loaded up. We can't wait to get to the next one, man.
Like,
so
man, I'm really thankful you guys came through today, man. And like, it was the whole deal on the whole thing. That fucking whole clip was funny as shit.
yeah,
Thank you,
brother.
man.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
we're trying to keep that momentum going towards the next thing. So we have like a couple things in the works. We have a script for a feature length film called
Ooh.
Roadkill.
Ooh.
So it's about this.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
It's like it's a comedy noir thriller, kind of like whodunit in a way too. It's got this woman truck driver who inadvertently runs over the world's most famous person, who just is a magician, who just happens to be going above like they're walking across a tightrope over a busy highway. And it's like, oh man, you killed the world's most famous person, and like people are mad. Like, you know, it's like a mad what would you call that? Like the oh man, the people with the pitchforks.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
mob, the
Yeah,
outrage mob,
yeah,
you
the
know?
angry mob. They're like chasing her. Like they want her head, you know.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, my brakes held. My brakes always hold. So she kind of goes around in her 18-wheeler trying to like find out where this guy really is, because she knows she didn't kill him, but he's a magician. So what? Did he disappear or not?
Was this your card?
Right.
Yeah.
So with this like universe, like a very clout chasing universe, like kind of like TikTokers in a way, but she's like a very stoic truck driver that owns this 18-wheeler. So that's kind of like what we have going on. And we also have another short film that's in the works called Car Salesman, which has like two shiesty car salesmen and this man and his family that have like a tragic crash. But I can't go into too much about that one because we do want to film that one in the relatively near future. And it's just not as long because it is a short film. So if I say too much, I spoil the whole thing.
Just like the trailer, man, you know?
So I guess my last question will be what would be your plans for like the future, like within 2 to 3 years from now? What would you say you really want to accomplish in the overall?
So we definitely like want to film, ideally at least one project a year would be good. Right now we're really still hitting the festival circuit hard with Therapist. So we filmed last year, released it within a year, you know, but yeah, we definitely want to film our next short film. And I feel like with many other filmmakers and ourselves in general, you want to make a feature. So that'd be a nice goal, is to ramp up from a short film to a feature. But at the end of the day, what we really want to do, we want to entertain people. Same initial goals before. We want to help people decompress, laugh, hopefully crack a smile, because, you know, this world can be stressful. So just to add a little bit of entertainment and joy for people is like a great thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, and really just seeing this project through and letting it make the rounds before we start promoting our next project and getting started working on that, because the promotion and marketing is a whole effort in itself already, you know, that, you know, you can focus on this, but you don't want it to take away just because you're working on the next thing. You really want to make sure that you see it through.
Nice. Hey, man. Well, again, man, I'm honored that you guys like actually came through here, gave us the whole deal. At the end of every podcast, I always do like a quick freestyle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
well, I got something for you, right, Jay? You got the
you
beat
sent me
loaded
that
up?
beat.
So
While I set this up, you guys want to give like some shout outs or where people could find you, where they could like seek you guys out, and I'm just gonna set this up real quick. So go ahead.
Yeah, Daniel Jerome Media. DanielJerome.media on Instagram. So I'm up on there. Hit me up. We're going to be looking to work on some music, you know, whether it's for film or, you know, any other stuff. I know I'll probably be collaborating with you pretty soon here, Jay.
Hey.
So we'll keep you guys posted on that. So yeah, I'm excited, man. So
yeah, for me, Planet Garbage, that's our team name. I just want to say thank you for all the Planet Garbage family, my family, love you, friends, and just for all the support over the years. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it and we love you.
So we're going to go into this quick freestyle. Again, thank you guys so much, man. I had like a lot of fun, especially watching this clip. Like, again, like I just appreciate it even more knowing the background of it, like how hard it is to fucking bring something this fucking good. Like, I could see why it won awards. Like, I could literally see that. I could see why. And I don't doubt that you guys are gonna reach a level where you guys most likely are gonna make a movie soon. I don't doubt that.
We'd love to.
I don't doubt that.
I mean, that's
Appreciate the kind words, man.
Yeah, thank you, Jay.
So I'm gonna go into this freestyle. We're gonna end the podcast on this, and hope y'all had some fun. And here we go. Yeah. Thanks to Planet Garbage. Shout outs to all the people that didn't make it to the pod today, but we're still here. Yeah. Check it out. Yeah,
Jay.
yeah. Lights, camera, action. Put me in a 50mm, cause I'm sort of like old fashioned. Yeah, you know how I be. I don't be acting, but you can still put me behind camera. I got a lot of fucking gamma rays coming through this shit, cause I don't play. I do this shit, yo, this the set. But I'm still not acting, this shit is still set. They say life has a script, but they could fucking suck my dick if they hating on this shit, cause I still stick to the motherfucking thing all the way to the end. I'm like therapist. They can't fucking test. I done this, man, I fucking go to the motherfucking stands like I'm our test. Anyway, I fucking gotta go. Thank y'all for being right here, yo. P.O.T Podcast. And they had like a whole cast on the little clip. Do this shit, man. Yeah, we both sick. Anyway, I hope y'all tuning in and like this. Oh, y'all.
Hey, let's go,
Thank
Jay.
you so much, man. Thank you guys so much for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Brother.
I really appreciate it, man.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out. I hope y'all like this episode. I hope you guys like the whole behind the scenes style. And man, just spread love. And most of all, love each other, y'all. You know what I'm saying? All right.